despite me saying that I was not going to have any more chicks in the house. Alright guys, springtime is upon us, and springtime means spring chicks. So we have had our chicks or our eggs in the incubator for 21 days. And yesterday they started hatching. Today's the day they need to come out. If you read anywhere on Google or anywhere else that it says anywhere between 24 to 48 hours you need to start pulling the chicks out, because they can go up to 24 hours without food. Now, that's kind of controversial. I'm not a chicken expert. I have no clue about these things. But I'm learning, so hopefully you guys can learn along with me. Here in Tennessee, we have hit another cold snap. It was, I think, in the lower 50s today, and it's going to get down in the lower 40s tonight, with a couple days this week, I think, being in the 30s again. Now, no snow. We've had a bunch of rain, but it is what it is. So, originally, we were going to set these chicks up, and we're going to put them out under the carport, and I was going to tarp up their little house, which you see behind me, and I will show you better here in just a minute. We were going to tarp that up and kind of set them up where that way they could be outside, they could get some fresh air, and they could still be warm. And I was going to put the heat plate in with them so they could stay warm. Well, because of these temperatures, and baby chicks need to stay for, I believe it's like 4 weeks at 100 degrees, and then, you know, you kind of start going down, down, down until you can put them out with the rest of your flock. Now, because of these temperatures, we can't do that. So, despite me saying that I was not going to have any more chicks in the house, and especially ducks, guys. Ducks are so cute, but they smell so bad. So, we're going to let these guys stay in for probably about 2 weeks until we get everything set up and situated and it starts to warm up. So, normally, right now behind me, you see a small dog kennel. Usually I would use a big plastic tote. The plastic tote that I had that I didn't know got left outside, and when the freezing weather come, it got wet and it busted. So I didn't have that, and I'm not going to go buy a new tote when I have this right here that's going to work for me. So let me show you guys some of the things that you will need in your baby chick starter pack. Okay, so like I said, normally I use the little plastic tote. You'll notice right here I have some cloth and some little metal pieces. I had to make do with what I had because I didn't have any cardboard. I've got some stuff up around the side, so that way I don't have to worry about the chicks getting out through the holes. I don't know if they could or if they couldn't. I want to make sure that they can't. Up under here, just for my convenience, I have a little doggy pad, and I have some hay stuck in there too, so it'll make it a lot easier when it comes to getting everything cleaned out. Every couple of days we'll pull the pad out with the hay, we'll dispose of it, which will probably be in my little garden bed, and it'll probably get tilled up in my garden bed. I haven't decided about that yet. Okay, next over here, remember the controversy over the Tractor Supply food? I don't know. We don't buy ours from there. We have a local feed and farm store. This is what we get. This is chick starter food. I will post another picture right here. Remember, chick starter food. Forgive my dirty plate, but this is my heat plate. This one I ordered off of Amazon. If I can still find it, if they still have it, I will try to link it down below. It's worked great for us. It's gone through probably about 4 batches of chicks and a batch of ducks. And it has 2 settings. It has a high and it has a low. I don't think that's focusing in very well. But it has 2 settings. I don't plan on them being in here to use the low setting. But if they are, we'll go down, you know, a little bit later on. And another thing you will need is food bowls. Contrary to popular belief, this one right here, most people try to use this one as a food bowl. That's a water bowl. That's a food bowl. You can get these at Tractor Supply as well. You can also, most of your farm stores or local feed stores will have these as well. Okay, these are a few of the things that you will need getting started with chickens. Now, we do have an outdoor brooder box. Had it been warmer, it probably would have been a different story. I probably would have put them over in the barn in that brooder box. When they get bigger, before I put them out to pasture, they will go in that brooder box for a little bit. We have 6 that hatched out of 11. So we have these little chicks. Now my next step is going to be to take them out of the incubator. I'm going to get the incubator cleaned out. We're actually going to go ahead and start another batch since I only had 6 out of the 10 hatch. One of my hens got over in my dog pen, and remember the KFC dog from the last video? Yeah, she got her. So she didn't actually kill her. She succumbed to her injuries, but I tried to save her. You know, I did the best I could, but I guess she was too far gone at that point. When I left her, I didn't cull her, because when I left her, she was up and she was moving around and she was eating and she was drinking. But when Aaron went to go check on her the next morning, she was gone, and he's like, she felt like she'd been gone for a while. So I'm assuming she probably passed somewhere in the night. So I'm fixing to go, and I'm gonna get a little box, and I'm gonna put these chicks in here, and I will show you guys our chicks. Okay, so I was going to get back with you guys last night when we moved the chicks over to their temporary brooder. But we kind of had some issues with one being a little aggressive, and they were all still kind of wet. So I went ahead and I moved the aggressive one, and then I moved a friend over, and then I turned around and I just moved them over, except for one that we're kind of having some issues with right now, and I will fill you guys in on that too. But I've got 5 fluffy butt nuggets over here in this little thing right here. You want to see them? Let's go. So I set their little water up. I set their little food dish up. You can see them all right here. I checked them last night, and I have 2 males and 3 females right here. So this is what they look like. This is the inside of our pen. This right over here is our heat plate. So that's kind of keeping them warm right now. So when we put them in last night, we showed them where the food was, and you can see they're eating real good, and they're drinking. So I think these chicks are going to be just fine to go over in the other brooder whenever it warms up. Okay, so what happened, I think, I named her Trooper. She's also another female, which will give me, if she makes it, 4 females and 2 males. Fixing to show you guys Trooper. She's not doing too good right now. For some reason, I think she ended up with like sticky chick syndrome or whatever. So we're going to go here, we're going to see her, and we're going to pray she makes it. Okay, so here's Trooper. Her little foot's kind of swollen a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on there. I went and I bathed her in some Dawn dishwater. Works for ducks. And we're going to see, when I had her in the warm water, she kind of pulled her head up and she was chirping and everything. So I'm hoping maybe she'll pull on through. If the bath worked, we'll hurry up and we'll fluff her up. Well, hopefully that hurries up and fluffs her up, and we'll put her over with the other ones if she gets up and active. I'm not going to put her over there with them where they can pick on her if she's not going to be active. So now you guys have seen how I do my inside brooder box. I may end up changing them over to a tote if I go get a tote. Aaron said he thinks there's one in the shed. So if it is, we'll go get that, and we may end up changing them over because it probably will be a little bit easier. I didn't realize I put my kennel in here upside down, and I had to kind of make some stuff because when I come back in the room to check on my chicks last night before bed, there was one out and running around, so I had to kind of, yeah, fix that up a little bit. So anyways, guys, I hope you learned a little bit of what I know. There's really no right or wrong to this. This is just the way I do things. So I hope you learned a little bit of something from me. So until I see you guys in the next video, bye.